The Curse of Medusa. Medusa started life as a mortal priestess in Athena's temple. Beautiful, devoted, and bound by vows of purity. Her hair was so magnificent that poets probably tried to write sonnets about it, and her presence inspired awe in everyone who saw her. Basically, she was the ancient Greek equivalent of an influencer, but with a vow of celibacy. Imagine being constantly followed by gods, mortals, and poets. Selfies weren't a thing, but she would have dominated Instagram. Then Poseidon, god of the sea, decided to visit her inside the sacred temple. Athena, who had a strict no desecration in my temple policy, couldn't punish Poseidon without triggering divine chaos. So naturally, Medusa got punished instead. Yep, the oldest story of blame the victim in mythology. Athena's punishment? Her beautiful hair turned into living serpents, and her gaze gained the terrifying power to turn anyone who looked directly at her into stone. Talk about a bad hair day. Imagine waking up every morning, combing your hair, and realizing your head has decided to start a reptile rebellion. Exiled to the far edges of the world, Medusa lived in solitude. She probably spent a lot of time arguing with her snakes. Talk about roommate problems. Eventually, Perseus was sent to slay her. Using a mirrored shield to avoid her deadly gaze, he succeeded, severing her head. Even in death, Medusa's curse endured. Her head became a weapon wielded by the gods. Her story is tragic, but also a cautionary tale. If a god is angry, don't get caught in the crossfire, or you might literally become stone-cold famous. And remember, never underestimate the power of a really bad hair day. It could be fatal. The Curse of King Midas. King Midas loved gold. By loved, I mean he probably polished coins before breakfast and whispered sweet nothings to his treasury at night. When Dionysus offered him a wish, Midas unsurprisingly chose the power to turn anything he touched into solid gold. At first it seemed perfect. Rocks, trees, furniture, all transformed into glittering wealth. Midas must have been the envy of every ancient party planner. But soon reality hit. Food turned into metal in his mouth. Water hardened mid-sip. His daughter, in the cruelest version of the myth, became a golden statue when he hugged her. Parenting in mythology is rough. Imagine trying to give your kid a high five and poof, gold dust. Desperate, Midas begged Dionysus for mercy. Dionysus instructed him to wash in the Pactolus River, which drained the curse. Midas learned the hard way that wealth without moderation is like hugging a cactus, painful and full of regret. Moral: sometimes the best treasure is a warm hug that doesn't turn into a statue. Also, maybe stick to chocolate instead of gold when it comes to snacks. The Curse of Oedipus. Before birth, Oedipus was fated to kill his father and marry his mother. His parents tried to prevent it, abandoning him as an infant. But in Greek mythology, destiny has excellent GPS. Adopted by Corinthian royalty, Oedipus fled to avoid harming his parents, only to kill his real father on the road. Later, he solved the Sphinx's riddle and married Queen Jocasta, his real mother. When the truth emerged, Jocasta took her own life, and Oedipus blinded himself. The moral: sometimes running from fate just speeds you toward it. Also, it's a subtle hint that you might want to double-check your family tree before making major life decisions. And remember, riddles from mysterious sphinxes may not be a casual brain teaser. They could be life-altering. The Curse of Sisyphus. Sisyphus wasn't cursed for one small mistake. He had a resume full of offenses: betraying Zeus, manipulating mortals, cheating death, twice. Seriously, this guy made procrastination look heroic. When Thanatos, the god of death, came to claim him, Sisyphus chained him up, preventing anyone from dying. Hospitals? Overcrowded. Funeral homes? Obsolete. Eventually, the gods intervened, and Sisyphus was dragged to Tartarus for the ultimate punishment, rolling a massive boulder up a hill, only for it to roll back down each time he got close to the top. His punishment wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Imagine trying to accomplish something important and having it undone repeatedly for eternity. Sisyphus's life is basically the ancient Greek version of running on a treadmill that never stops, no matter how fast you run. Eternal frustration, zero results, and sore muscles that will never recover. You could say Sisyphus is the original poster child for hustle culture gone wrong. Morale: cheating death might sound clever, but procrastinating forever isn't exactly the win you were hoping for. The Curse of Cassandra. Cassandra, princess of Troy, caught Apollo's attention. He gifted her the power of prophecy, but when she rejected him, he cursed her. She would see the future, but no one would ever believe her. She foresaw the fall of Troy, warned about the Trojan horse, and predicted her own death. Every warning ignored. Cassandra's curse is basically the original "I told you so" that nobody listens to. It's a reminder that sometimes knowing the truth isn't enough. You also need people willing to pay attention. Imagine having perfect Wi-Fi signal but no data plan, or being the only person at a party who can see the cake being stolen and nobody believes you. That's Cassandra. Her story is tragic but also a warning. Having knowledge is only half the battle. Convincing others is the hard part. The Curse of Tantalus. Tantalus was a king who enjoyed the company of gods and had access to the divine snack menu, ambrosia included, but he betrayed their trust. He stole food, revealed secrets, and even served his son Pelops to the gods as a test of their omniscience. Awkward family dinner, anyone? His punishment was fitting, standing in a pool of water beneath fruit-laden branches. Every time he reached for the fruit, it rose out of reach. Every time he bent to drink, the water receded. Forever hungry, forever thirsty. The ultimate you can look but you can't touch scenario. This is where we get the word tantalize. Imagine spending eternity craving a snack and never getting it. No midnight ice cream, no nachos, no avocado toast. Life tip: don't mess with gods, or you'll be on a permanent ancient diet. And if you ever feel frustrated at a buffet line, just be glad you aren't Tantalus. The Curse of Arachne. Arachne was a mortal woman whose weaving skills rivaled the gods. Boldly, she claimed she could outweave Athena herself. That's like challenging your boss to a talent duel in front of the entire office. Never a good idea. Athena challenged her to a contest. Arachne's tapestry revealed the gods' misdeeds and affairs, basically airing the divine dirty laundry. Athena destroyed it. Arachne attempted suicide but was transformed into a spider, cursed to weave forever. The lesson here: pride and skill are powerful, but challenging a goddess is like installing a permanent internship in arachnid form. And hey, if you're afraid of spiders, just remember, they might be ancient weaving prodigies. The Curse of Narcissus. Narcissus was the kind of beautiful that made people swoon, write dramatic poetry, and probably trip over their own feet. Unfortunately, he had the personality of a no-refund sign. He knew he was gorgeous, and he treated anyone who admired him like they were wildly inconveniencing him just by existing. One of those admirers was Echo, a nymph cursed to only repeat the last words she heard, a truly tragic handicap when trying to flirt. She approached him anyway, and Narcissus rejected her so harshly that even Nemesis, goddess of revenge, went, "Okay, that's enough." So she delivered the perfect cosmic punishment. Narcissus would fall hopelessly in love with someone he could never have, his own reflection. When he saw himself in a still pool, it was over. He became instantly obsessed, staring at his reflection for so long, he forgot about basic necessities like food, water, and not dying. Eventually, he wasted away by the water's edge, completely consumed by love for the one person he could never reach, himself. In his place, a delicate narcissus flower bloomed. The moral? Vanity can ruin your life. Also, maybe limit your mirror checks. Greek gods don't need much of an excuse to turn your flaws into life lessons. The Curse of Orion. Orion, the mighty hunter, was as confident as a man who just found a cheat code for nature. He boasted he could kill every animal on Earth, a statement that, if overheard by any modern conservationist, would probably result in a loud nope and a restraining order. In Greek mythology, arrogance had a very short leash. Gaia, the earth goddess, overheard Orion's boast and decided that someone had to check his ego, so she sent a giant scorpion to do the job. Imagine a scorpion the size of a small car with a personal vendetta, basically nature's version of a hitman with pincers. In some versions, it wasn't Gaia but Apollo who meddled, tricking Artemis into killing Orion with an arrow. Either way, Orion met his end not by his own recklessness, but by the jealousy and cunning of gods, or giant arthropods with a grudge. But Greek myths love a twist. Orion didn't just disappear. Instead, the gods immortalized him as a constellation, forever chasing across the night sky, eternally fleeing the scorpion that ended him. Life lessons. Don't brag about killing every animal on Earth. And if a giant scorpion shows up, don't assume it's friendly, especially if it's bigger than your house. Orion's story is proof that in mythology, overconfidence isn't just dangerous, it's astronomically embarrassing. If you enjoyed exploring these mythological curses, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me which one you want a full deep dive video on next.